Shabbat folks, it's the Darbarian, and tonight we're gonna do a topic video. Now I know I usually do gaming videos, but we're about halfway to the sale of MKX. It was announced sometime in July, I believe, and it's coming out in April. So, whoop whoop, here we go. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is graphics. Obviously, PS4 and Xbox One next-gen graphics are beautiful. And Mortal Kombat X just takes absolute full advantage of that. We got 60 frame per second, like fighting style combat, X-rays, fatalities, everything like that. They maximize and cram basically everything that they can get into this game. Background, characters, style, everything like that. Just crazy. Everything from like things going on in the background to like when the costumes and they have like just little things like cracks in their mask or the belts or like the chain. Scorpion's chain is like link chain, and you can definitely tell Spearhead style and everything. And also the MKX story and just the way that it portrays everything is way, 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 way darker than any other Mortal Kombat. Deception was close. Deception was kind of dark, but not as dark as MKX because, you get a general sense of pissed off, vengeance, just from looking at some of the gameplay that they've had so far. Just like in Injustice, they're going to have an interactive background, things you can pick up, throw, slam people into, run off of, dodge, counter, stuff like that. And that, when I played Injustice, I always thought, man, that would look sick on a Mortal Kombat game, and here it is. So, fuck yeah. There's what you would call anatomically correct bodies. So like you can have bigger characters, smaller characters, and they all have, different bone structures. You can really see some of the muscle and everything work the way it does for x-rays and stuff like that. And that's good because in MK9, basically everybody was the same fucking size, and it just didn't make sense to me, at least. So I mean, it's good to see a variation, big, small, little, stuff like that. And like I said, I'm very impressed so far. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of very sick, twisted, fucked up fatalities and x-rays, and they all look good to me. They're beautiful. So far, for what I ask for, I can't ask for a better thing. I've never seen tongues wiggling, faces sliced in half, eyeballs popping, never seen spine break, stuff like that. Just crazy, absolutely crazy. The X-ray has a new engine for it. It's like a sudden break snap technology or whatever. Like MK9 had a slow break, like you'd see the bone snap, deform, really slow motion. Now MKX, you get hit, it zooms in, does the x-ray, and all of a sudden you see snap. Just like that. I think that may be better. I definitely prefer that over MK9, but I really like MK9 as well. So, you get different things with different people. Obviously, somebody's going to prefer stuff that I don't. The different variations for different characters, there's going to be 3 different variations. They're going to be all throughout the battle. You pick one, and then you're stuck with it um, for the rest of the ladder or story mode, or God, I don't know how that'll work. Maybe the story will allow you to choose different variations, but as far as ladder goes, you choose one style and you go through. Now there's not really necessarily a different like offensive, defensive, and mix type thing. It's more like just different things, different spells, or styles, and different advantages and disadvantages type of thing. There's not really offense, defense, mixed with martial arts type style, and they all have a different either haircut or style or mask or something for variation. And I don't know if they're gonna allow DLC for like really, really, really big alternate skins, but so far, like take Scorpion, you get like a yellow mask, and then you get like a semi-white mask for another variation, and then the third variation is yellow mask, flaming eyes. Stuff like that. And that's cool. Like, I actually, I don't really prefer a big change of costume. It's just me. Just me. And I'm not sure if different variations equal different X-rays and fatalities. Maybe you just pick a different variation and then you can do the same X-ray and fatality, because there are going to be multiple X-rays. You see one video with Raiden when he first came out, and he did this X-ray where he spun around and kicked the guy in the chin, and you see the teeth break, and then he like shocked your spleen to death or whatever, or your spleen exploded. I'm sorry. And then you see another video where he like Shazams this guy up into the clouds and grabs his spine and like Shazams him back down onto the ground and then breaks his spine, So there's definitely a hint that there's going to be multiple X-rays. I'm not sure if it's going to be 2 or 3. There hasn't really been any evidence to support just 2 or 3, Different fatalities and X-rays. Yep. Story mode. Okay, story mode is going to be advancing 25 years from Mortal Kombat 9. And a lot can happen between that time span. You know what I mean? Because, that's like a quarter of everybody's life. And that could mean that there's more offspring, new blood, and people get older, except for people like Raiden. Raiden's obviously not going to get older. Like I said, just a lot of people and things and events and everything can take place within 25 years. So I'm not really sure about the story because there hasn't been any leaks. I've read a couple stories and they've pretty much all turned out to be fake. But one thing that I know I'm going to be certain of is I know that Raiden is going to be very sullen, very pent up, very pissed off because of his mistakes and sacrificing Earthrealm souls to Quan Chi. And, since mainly everybody died in Mortal Kombat 9, Quan Chi's got himself an army. And I have a feeling that he's going to be using his army against Raiden. Whether that means Raiden will die, I don't know. Sometimes, I wonder if, Liu Kang or somebody will come back and then Raiden will just kind of sacrifice himself, for something like that. It's really weird. like I said, I'm not gonna try to make assumptions because they could be wrong, but that's what I think at least. For online mode and mini games and stuff like that, Ed Boon has definitely been talking about them on Twitter. He said the online mode will have some sort of event and goals that you can do, and also like mini games. I hope there's another like challenge tower or something similar to that. Mini games can be anything from test your might to fucking escape a death trap or something like that, so there's a lot of variety that they can throw into that. Online mode will obviously contain some spammers and some idiots and people that win cheaply, like it was in MK9, and I fucking hated it. I couldn't play online, but I might play online if, like I said, there's like some sort of event or something you can do, you know. They've been talking about the returning ality, now whatever that may be. See, there's only two ways that they can go with this, and one is to make it absolutely serious, like it has been, or two, make it completely retarded. Now, my personal hope is they go with the brutality. There's so many things that they can do with next-gen technology brutality. Like, take for example, Kano. He can just run right up into your face, grab his knife, and fucking stab the living shit out of you, and then rip your head off at the end. Something like that. That would be a cool brutality, hands down. I would pay $1 million to see that, even though I'm broke. I really am. But, so many things you can do. And it doesn't, obviously it has to be excessive, but still. And then, I got into a debate the other night with somebody that said that they would like to see an animality. Now, granted, animality did kind of suck. Some of them didn't make sense. But I told them, I said it would be kind of cool to see the character actually morph into their animality and have it make sense. And then on the flip side, I told them, they could go with animality for some and brutality for others, and I would be fine with that. I would go for that. Stage fatalities? Yeah, like I said before, there's absolutely no reason why stage fatalities shouldn't be in it, because they took them out of Deadly Alliance, everybody got pissed off about it, stuff like that, so they definitely have to put that back. Now, Ed Boon was talking about the main bad guy, and he said that he wasn't ready to reveal him yet. But anybody that's really paid attention to Mortal Kombat may know who that is. Now, if you played the MK9 story all the way through, you'll see that Shao Kahn gets overthrown, Quan Chi picks up his mask, and then Shinnok comes out and starts talking to him about the overthrow of Shao Kahn and how it was sort of their plan all along. I believe that Shinnok will be the main bad guy of MKX. However, this is what I have to see. A total revamp. Because I played Mortal Kombat 4 and I whooped Shinnok's ass in like 10 seconds. He was a joke. So I want to see a total revamp of Shinnok. And I want him to be super fucking cool. I want him to be not so hard to beat. So, another thing that MKX features is running. Like rush attacks. You run forward, you smack the shit out of them or whatever. And I've seen it help in some like air combos. Like, take for example, if Raiden jumps up in the air and he's about medium screen, Kotal Kahn throws his sword and hits him, and he's falling when Kotal Kahn runs up and smacks him or whatever. It does some sort of combo. See, he wouldn't be able to do that with walking, and that's why I love what MKX is doing so far, is they're opening up potentials for more combos. and stuff like that. So far, all the characters that we've had revealed and the characters that came out with, we've had some new blood, like Farah Tor, who happens to be Farah is a midget, or just some small woman on Tor, who's this big hulking guy's back, and she can do different things with her, or she can do different things with him, and he can do different things with her. Like in a variation, he can pick her up and throw her and smack him into the character and do stuff like that. And then in another variation, she can stab him and draw blood to make him pissed off, and it amplifies damage for a short amount of time. And actually, I think I might like to do that. I might like to play Farah Tor. At least check him out. Cassie Cage, the daughter of Johnny and Sonya Cage. Yeah, no, the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. I'm sorry. She has a Hollywood variation, a Special Forces variation, and I can't remember what her other variation was, but she has both her mother and her father's moves. She can shadow kick, she shoots, I think she throws rings or something like that, and her X-ray, she jumps down and busts the balls, like literally busts the balls, and when I'm talking about, you actually see the balls break, and she shoots them and electrocutes them and stuff, and that's pretty cool. Kotal Khan, I wanted to actually do a specific thing for him. Kotal Khan, not the main bad guy, I think, but maybe the sub-boss or something like that, because he's the new ruler of Outworld. Shao Kahn died, Kotal Khan took over. Not sure if they're related or not, because I haven't really seen confirmation or deny about how they're related, but he's kind of like a, it's funny because he's kind of like a war chief. Like he worships totems and offers sacrifices to them, and he really uses like spiritual things to help him out. Like he can summon a totem for damage amplification. He can summon a totem for defense, use a sun ray to heal him, blood sacrifice totem, stuff like that. It's really, really cool what they're doing to Kotal Khan. It's the way everything has been going for him. Like, he actually looks the most interesting out of the new blood. And Devora, she's a bug lady. She apparently like a queen or something like that. And Devora and Kotal Khan are really close, but they're not like mates. They're just they help each other out. And she can her fatality is she sends like a swarm of flies in real thin group together formation, goes through and comes back out, and then they eat the face, and they fall on their knees, and like the face or the skull pops off, and she crushes it under her heel. That's actually one of the most interesting female characters so far. There hasn't been much. Sub-Zero and Scorpion, obviously they're going to be in every Mortal Kombat game, except for some reason Scorpion wasn't in the original Mortal Kombat 3. I don't know why. I don't care, really, because we're talking about, a game that actually, works for the game. And they have all different sorts of new moves. So, I can't even talk about some of the stuff. It's just too extensive. I will tell you that, Sub-Zero has a lot more ice weapons. Like, he can do a fucking sledgehammer, ice daggers, just everything. Just crazy. Fucking crazy. Raiden, obviously, they really worked on him. He's got, aggressive teleport. He can set up lightning traps. He can fucking do like his displacer variation allows him to transport through different variations and escape being attacked and fucking just kick the living shit out of people and fucking nuts. Kano came out after Raiden, and Kano's got a lot more moves. Like Kano's X-Ray looks very sick. The Fatality looks very sick. He's got like a bunch of cybernetic eye laser, grenades, knives. He can throw them with pinpoint accuracy. The spin move that he does, where he cannonballs into you and stuff, like he does that in different variations. Fucking nuts. Quan Chi. No, like I said, Quan Chi could be like the second or third bad guy, the main or whatever. He's obviously built up the zombie army of Earthrealm warriors, and like I said, he's probably going to be using them against Raiden and the people of Earthrealm. Now, at the same time, I don't think that Raiden will be with the people of Earthrealm because of the mistakes he made in Mortal Kombat 9. I think he's going to try to take on the bad guy and everybody by himself. You know what I mean? And he's probably going to die from it at the end or something like that. I hope not, but maybe he'll just revoke status as Elder God so that he can go into Outworld and, take care of Kotal Khan and Shinnok and Quan Chi and stuff like that. And Quan Chi, he summons like a Hellbat, and he shoots the skulls with his face now instead of his arm, and I like it, but I don't like it because I like to see when he does that, and obviously he's got a lot more cheaper moves now, and the Fatality is pretty sick, because just in case anybody missed it, the sword goes all the way in through his mouth, and then he lifts him up like this through the sword, so the sword is just kind of cutting all the way through, and he drops him, and the sword goes back up through his head and splits him completely in half. Pretty much the sickest thing I've seen so far. And then Goro is DLC. If you pre-order the game before it comes out, you get a code for Goro as DLC. Now, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Goro, whether he's going to have different variations or not, stuff like that. But I do know that Goro, from what I've seen in Google Images, looks pretty sick. So I'm excited about that. I'm not sure what he has to do with the story, but just me. That's all I know for right now. In the future, I hope to see new blood, new characters, reveals, more DLC possibility, and hence more levels. Obviously, that's coming out. The new ality, like I said, it might be brutality or animality, story and online, hence photos, stuff like that. And again, as far as characters coming out, there was a photo that Ed Boon posted via Twitter about a guy in a mocap suit, and he's going like this with one hand, and the other hand is like this, okay? And then the other guy across the map is like this, like he's being levitated. And that is Kenshi, no denying. You can't write that off. You can't, fuck with that. That's Kenshi. But they haven't revealed him yet. I speculate that sometime down the line they will. And so that's it for my Mortal Kombat X video. Make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe. Like I said, a lot of things can happen within a 25-year span for the MKX story, so that'll definitely be interesting to see. I already have the game pre-ordered, and I have paid it off. I put $60 towards it, So I will have a live stream on Twitch when the game comes out. Follow me at Twitter at the Darbarian, or at Mike Darbarian, and I guess there's nothing else to say except for rock on and peace out.